Today we will be reading from our History Alive textbooks, Chapter 7, Early Settlement of Egypt, Cush, and Canaan. Please open your books to page 71. (7.1) Introduction. In Unit 1, you learned about early hominids and the empires of Mesopotamia. In this unit, you will explore three civilizations that arose in Africa and southwestern Asia. They were the Egyptian, Cush, and Hebrew civilizations. The Egyptians settled along the Nile River in the northeast corner of Africa. Their civilization lasted from around 3100 BCE to 350 CE. The Cushites settled to the south of Egypt, along the southern part of the Nile. Their civilization began around 2000 BCE and lasted until 350 CE. The Hebrews settled northeast of Egypt in Canaan in about 1800 BCE. Over time, they developed a unique civilization that thrived until their capital city was destroyed in 70 CE. Why did these people settle where they did? Their choices were greatly affected by environmental factors. Three important environmental factors were water, topography, or the shape of the land, and vegetation, or plant life. These factors depended on physical features that were part of each area's geography. Physical features include such things as rivers, mountains, valleys, deserts, climate, and the fertility of the soil. In this chapter, you will learn why water, topography, and vegetation were so important to early human settlement. Then you'll explore the geography of ancient Egypt, Cush, and Canaan. You will find out how environmental factors in these places affected where people chose to live. (7.2) Environmental factors and early human settlement. Environmental factors influence where people chose to settle in ancient times. Three important environmental factors were water, topography, and vegetation. Water. The most important environmental factor in early human settlement was water. Physical features like rivers, lakes, and inland seas are good sources of fresh water. Water is important for many reasons. People need fresh drinking water to live. They also bathe and wash things in fresh water. Bathing and washing helped to prevent disease. Water is also a source of food. People catch the fish that live in the rivers, lakes, and seas. They hunt water birds and other animals that gather near water. In addition, farmers need water to grow their crops. For this reason, farmers often settled near rivers. The river's natural flooding could help to irrigate their farms. Farmers could also dig canals or trenches to direct the river's water towards their crops. As you've learned, farmers in Mesopotamia dug canals for this purpose. Water can also be used for transportation. Cities and towns often used rivers as highways. People traveled in boats to visit relatives and trade goods. Towns near the sea could trade goods with countries far away. Topography. A second environmental factor was topography. Topography refers to the shape of the land. It includes features like mountains, hills, plains, and deserts. The topography of an area was important for early human settlement. Farmers usually settled in flat, open areas such as plains and valleys. Large, flat spaces gave them room to grow crops. Also, the rich soil in coastal plains and river valleys was excellent for growing crops. Mountains and deserts were less friendly to human settlement. Steep mountains were hard to cross. Their jagged peaks and rocky land made farming difficult. Deserts were hot and dry. They contained very little water for farming. The intense heat and lack of water made travel difficult. People who settled in mountains and deserts faced many challenges. Vegetation. You know what, Mr. Duran? Excuse me, Mr. Duran? I think we should let the kids play a little glow ball for vegetation. What do you think? Ah, that's the spirit, bud. Go get that glow ball for the kids. Kids, you take it from here.